We had a great year for tourism to Ireland last year. The latest statistics from the Central Statistics Office tell us tourism revenue was up 12% last year. That's record growth in a single year. So building on that momentum, trying to do that again without the gathering taking place in 2014, that's a focus. But lots of things are going our way. We've never actually had so much air access into the country, and so much growth in air access. So things are looking very solid from that perspective. At the same time, from a marketing, from a Tourism Ireland perspective, we've now finalised our corporate plan for the next few years, so it's turning that into a digital strategy. We think we're pretty good in terms of Tourism Ireland's leadership amongst tourist boards around the world, let's say, in digital marketing. But can we be even better than that? Can we truly be digital leaders as an organisation in its own right? That's what we're working on at the minute, and that means looking at things like content marketing. We're considering fundamentally rethinking our approach to display advertising, doing far less of that and putting the money to content marketing, where we're getting a far better level of engagement, allows us to engage around people's passions and interests. Likewise, social media. We've got a great social media presence. We have 2 million fans on Facebook around the world. Looking to see, can we double that? Because the opportunity is not just those fans, but the fact that each of those has 200 friends in turn. So we're one click away, one content share away from 400 million as it stands. Can we double that? Likewise, in terms of web traffic, Ireland.com, our websites internationally, got about 12 million visitors last year. Can we increase that to 20 million within just 3 years? And all these things I'm talking about, can we achieve these things by 2016? In a scenario where the government is reducing our budget a little bit every year, and at the same time double the amount of warm leads that we provide to our tourism industry partners. That's the ambition we're grappling with at the minute. Well, building your audience is an important bit of digital marketing, whether that's building your database in terms of database marketing, or building your social media audience in terms of having the potential out there to target people by their passions and by their interests. And that to me is then the second bit. Once you've built the audience, new technology enables you now to target those people with relevant messages direct to them, knowing what their interests are. The third bit, therefore, of course, is to create that content that enables you to do that. And I think there's a fantastic opportunity here. I would encourage people to explore content marketing. We've embraced that in a systematic way in Tourism Ireland now. We're directly creating directly creating content every month to target people's particular interests or passions of our target audience, and seeding that proactively out there on the web, targeting people through their own interests. And that is delivering us a lot higher level of engagement for less investment. So we have 2 million Facebook fans, for example, other social presences as well. But the power is the fact that those 2 million fans on Facebook have 200 friends each, so you're one click away from 400 million people. The key to unlocking that potential, of course, is good quality content. But that doesn't have to be expensive. I mean, what works for us more than anything are beautiful images of Ireland. Lovely photographs, doesn't cost a lot, hey, we've lots of them, and that gets the most engagement. Following that, I guess it's the value exchange. In other words, what's in it for the consumer? Are there competitions? Are there giveaways? Are there something that encourages them to stay active, to stay engaged with you? We know from the research we've done, for example, Millward Brown did a study of our Facebook fans, that this delivers changes in brand perception and propensity. So we found that our Facebook fans in the US, in Britain, in Germany, 2/3 of them said, I am more likely to visit Ireland since I became a fan of yours. Why? Because now I understand there's a huge range of things to see and do. There's a lot happening in Ireland. There's stuff that's relevant and exciting to me. And, I'm going to miss out if I don't go there soon. So delivering that engagement has really worked for us in terms of building propensity to visit, and we hope converting as well. Well, Jump into Ireland is the tagline for our current campaign, and that was born out of research we did a few years back, which I guess identified that although interest in visiting Ireland is strong, Ireland is a very positive brand image. It's a traditional image in a way. It's rural, it's pubs, it's lovely landscapes. But that's an old Europe, so to speak, image. There's nothing changing about that. The landscape will still be there in a decade's time or 20 years. So people kind of put Ireland on the long finger a bit, and they're like, yeah, I'd love to go there, but somewhere else this year. We created Jump into Ireland based on that insight, to encourage people to say, do you know what, there are lots of things to jump into. In fact, we're a very small island. In fact, there's an awful lot of things you can do to get around and to do an extremely varied holiday. In fact, you get under the skin of the place here a lot better than you get under the skin of other places. And that's both because of the variety of things there are to see and do, but also because of the nature of the people, right? We're more engaging people. The research says that. It's not just me making it up, it's not just something we say ourselves. People say that when they leave. When they're asked what's the number one thing that differentiated your Irish holiday, it's always the engagement with the local people. And that's still true post-Celtic Tiger and in the height of the Celtic Tiger. So this core brand offering, if you will, the immersion in Ireland, that on a holiday ultimately brings joy to the consumer. That joyful immersion is what we're trying to communicate to Jump Into Ireland. The research says, yes, this has resonated with consumers better than any campaign we've run in previous years. Well, in fact, of course, Tourism Ireland doesn't actually sell anything at the end of the day. We're a marketing body for Ireland.Inc, right? But there isn't actually anything that we sell. So we rely exclusively on partners to close the sale. There isn't a carrier that comes into Ireland by air or by sea that we don't work with. There isn't a tour operator that doesn't sell Ireland internationally that we don't work with. And there isn't a product provider on the island of Ireland, from a small B&B up to the largest hotel chain, that doesn't have the opportunity to work with Tourism Ireland. So we're very conscious of that. Which makes it a very interesting environment to try and meet all those very different needs. But it's a total win-win. Every sale that's closed by any one of those providers, of course, is us doing our job as well. But the nature of what we're doing in promoting, in fact, the island of Ireland overseas also means that we're looking very much at an Ireland.Inc. Basis when we're talking to consumers, and not just consumers, to business tours, to companies overseas, to the diaspora. In 2013 we did an awful lot of that, working with Department of Foreign Affairs, working with Culture Ireland, working with Board BIA, Enterprise Ireland, the IDA overseas, very much an Ireland.Inc. face. Part of that was, of course, about trying to say to people, it's the year of the gathering. This is the year to come back to Ireland. You know, whether you have a business link to Ireland or a tourism interest, you know, this is, or a business, or sorry, a food interest even, or an investment made in Ireland. This is the year to come back and to bring your business event or to bring yourself over as a tourist. So that worked particularly well. It's a strong benefit. It's really brought a Team Ireland approach to how we're working with other agencies overseas. And that, in fact, now has become a bedrock of Department of Foreign Affairs strategy for promoting Ireland going forward. The future marketing within an organisation, I think there's an awful lot of change going on at the minute. I mean, the amount of data expertise that we need to have as marketeers is increasing significantly. Related to that, the amount of IT understanding we've got to have, it's very different, I think, from what it's been in the past. I've talked about content marketing. You know, we're becoming publishers as much as media purchasers. So I think there's an awful lot of change happening within marketing teams, and that's challenging. I think that's challenging both for the structure. How do you structure a marketing department that overlaps so much with the IT department and the publishing department and, you know, all these other people? So it's structurally challenging, possibly opportunistic, a good opportunity for marketeers to position themselves more significantly within their organisations. But challenging also for small organisations who've got small marketing teams, because how do you be all those things? I think the only answer to that is that we live in an era where there's never been more outsourced help available, never been more expertise on tap, and increasingly cost effectively for us to build, in effect, virtual marketing teams, to bring in all those skills to work with us as we do in Tourism Ireland, trying to promote Ireland overseas.